there are some questions which the CS has skipped. He has not answered. And one of them is regarding Kumekucha Basin. I asked you about the timelines. It's not, you told me about the Wulia. You look at the Wulia and see what you can do.
You made your point.
So, number two,
yes.
That's one. I want timelines on that. Number two, I cannot agree with the CS that Kenyan government does not have surveyors, because he's saying it's recruiting. How do you recruit to supply surveyors?
Ask him a question.
So CS, can you assure me that you are going to add more surveyors at the border of Tana River for surveying the land? Thank you.
Thank you. Oundo, what is the problem?
Probably it's just a matter of a policy matter, and I want the Cabinet Secretary, and picking up where Honorable Beatrice Elachi had left about Kileleshwa Primary School land. I'm sure the Cabinet Secretary is aware that many primary schools, public primary schools in this country, have no titles, have no ownership registration documents. And it's even more telling, Honorable Speaker, for those schools that the community vested land. And we have cases where the patriarch or the matriarch who gave out land for the particular school never completed the process. Many of the primary schools, because of delayed in transfer of funds from the national government, are unable to put in funds to acquire title because they require a government surveyor. A government surveyor would want to be facilitated transport, paid for lunch. There are certain payments to be made. Can the minister probably in due course with his team come up with a very clear policy framework that will reduce the burden and the cost of the impoverished schools so that they can be given some kind of remission, they prepare and acquire titles to avoid encroachment and the so-called referred land grabbing, which does not even exist in practice. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Minister.
Honorable Speaker, for the Kumekucha Basin issue, as I said, we are going to have it done in this financial year 2023-2024, and I want to assure the honorable member that once funds are released within 60 days, we will have done that work. Two, for the surveyors, for our staff and surveyors, we are mobilizing. We'll mobilize those whom we have, and I can assure you that work. The one surveyor will be added, and we'll have more of them now working towards doing that work. Honorable Speaker, as a ministry, we have a titling program for all public learning institutions. We have a committee that is working towards that, and through our national titling program, we are going to issue titles to all learning institutions without charging them anything. So we know that most of those learning institutions have been grabbed, and what we'll do for those who have grabbed, once that committee comes up with that report, then we'll make sure that land reverts back to where it is supposed to be. So there's a national titling program that is working towards public learning institutions, and we are working so closely with the Ministry of Education to achieve that. Thank you.
Yes, Oundo.
Honorable Speaker, unfortunately from our training, when you make a pronouncement, there must be deliverables. And the one of the deliverables, the time when to deliver. When a lady